Being the scapegoat or the problem child in a family scenario could be very confusing to the person that is labeled as that. And it's not like you wanted that label. It's more of you are around family members or people that choose to project on you their issues because they don't want to face themselves. So if it's in a family scenario, you would look like the one that has the problem. You would look like the one that see things in a different way or a higher perspective. You will look like the one that don't fit into dysfunctional situations. So you would always come with the higher level of solution, right? But see, with these individuals or these people, family members, friend groups, and things like that, they don't want to solve the problem because see, a lot of times when you see people that run in packs, these are the ones that choose to point at others and highlight their flaws to make themselves feel better or to not look at what they need to correct within themselves. So, being a scapegoat, why they label it as a scapegoat is because back in the day, they used to put a goat on the altar and slaughter the goat before, where they would slaughter them after the fact of projecting their negative sins into the goat to basically cleanse themselves back into righteousness. But when it happens in the family, it be more of you be pushed to the side. So it will make you feel like if you were the scapegoat or the problem child, it would make you feel or wonder, what did I do? Why me? Why it seem like nobody want to support me? Why do it seem like when I bring ideas to the table, they only be taken and then I be pushed back to the corner? Somewhat like Cinderella, right? But see, it's not your fault. And you shouldn't spend a lifetime pondering upon what you can do, how can you change yourself, what is wrong with you. That is not your situation or your job to do. Because the whole scenario ends up being these people don't want to face themselves. So they'll go and get other people to validate their dysfunction. They'll get other friends, other family members to make them feel like their wrong is right. But let me tell you something. You're looking at a scapegoat. You're looking at a problem child. And what I chose to do was walk away because it caused me too much heartache, too much pain, too much confusion within myself to try to fit in. And I had to come to the realization that I can't fit in. I have to do different if I want it different. I have to separate in order to elevate. So if you find yourself in the situation where you are not wanted, it's like every time you go around, you can feel the negative energy. You can feel that someone's been talking about you. You start to question yourself, what can I do now? How can I do something better? Get yourself out of that. Detachment is the root of all suffering. Attachment is the root of all suffering. So you have to detach from these individuals that don't want to take self accountability. See, a lot of times as a mother, when they have a child, a lot of times they look at the child as a problem. A lot of times they look at the child as, now I got to do this for you and I can't do it for me. And then it carries on not just through that childhood, but through their adulthood. And I'm the type of person, I tell all my kids, I want y'all to be better than me. When I see y'all, I see me. And I'm very, very creative. I'm very, very talented. I'm very, very gifted. And I don't just use it for my own benefits, but I try my best to help whatever I can do for them. I try to share it with them. And I know at times, kids don't understand based on the age and the knowledge that they have accumulated this far. But as they get older, they'll start to realize that the smaller your group, the higher you fly, the further you go. But a lot of times, the world programs us to think that the bigger your circle, the more friends you got, the more popularity you got, the better your life will be. But that is totally backwards, family. See, the one that walks alone be the one that succeeds the most, be the one that ends up reaching their goals, stepping into their purpose, experiencing life on a different spectrum, a whole nother level than the ones that they have been grown up around or brought up around. Okay. And see, it's very painful for us to walk away from family members. It's very painful for us to walk away from friends that we have known from childhood, middle school, high school, whatever. But see, I'm the type, I had to start to realize that me moving from state to state, from different jobs that was in different areas, living in different places, groomed me to become who I am today. And that's someone that is self-sovereign, a self-sovereign being, a whole being, where I know I don't need nobody around me for me to feel whole. I know that everybody around me is supposed to help me get to where I'm trying to go. It's no longer just about play. It's no longer about who I can go out to the club with, who I can hang out with, who I can go and spend some money with. No, it's not just about that. I have a teenager right now that I be trying to install in her as much as I can. And it's very hard because, nowadays we got tablets raising our kids. Nowadays we got social media raising our kids. And it makes it harder for the parent to tell them wrong from right or right from wrong. So I just want to say, if you feel like you are the problem child in your family, you feel like you are the one that always being blamed for things not going right in the family household, you need to separate yourself. You need to look around your circle and see exactly what is really going on. Because like these glasses I got on, when God gives you these universal glasses, and you can see straight through people like glass. You can see the negativity in them. You can see the dysfunction in them. You can see where they need work in certain places, but they don't want to fix them. They don't want to do it. All they want to do is just blame you. You got to then do what scripture say. Dust your feet off and walk away because they're not worth your time nor your energy. And you have to realize how valuable you are. Okay. A lot of times, based on you not knowing your value, causes you to choose to stay in dysfunctional environments. And that's not the key, family. God, it's just like if you go right now, you go into the store and you run into a road that say the road is closed. You got to turn around. You can't go through the road or take that path if it's closed. And it's the same way when it comes down to family or friends. If you see that it's too much problems, if you see that it's always a situation that you be trying to not have to deal with at all because you have done it before 1,000 times and ain't nothing changing, you then have to take your power back and know that you have the power to walk away. You have the power to walk away, family. So I say that to say this, family. Love yourself enough to know that God will put the people in your life to help you get to where He wants you to be. And sometimes it takes being alone for a little while. Sometimes it takes being alone, not just for one season, it may be 2 or 3 seasons. But that's okay. At the end of the day, you will end up getting where you need to be. You will start to run into people that talk like you, walk like you, think like you, move like you. And then from there, y'all will create what you call a mastermind, and God will operate through you guys to birth something new on earth. That's how it go, family. So don't be afraid of separation. Don't be afraid of solitude because isolation brings elevation, right? And we got to know that. We must know that. Some paths have to be taken alone, family. Everybody can't go. This scripture, everybody can't go, although everybody been called. Only a few will be chosen. So for you chosen ones, you scapegoats, you problem childs, pick up your stake and walk away. It's okay. Because like I always say, we never go with the flow. We're here to create the flow, family. If you really want to love yourself wholeheartedly, put God first, yourself second, and then collaborate with people that you can see God within them. It's that simple. But until the next message, family, one love.